Hi, I'm Eldridge Recasner. I'm about to take you inside the mind of the San Antonio Spurs and their great veteran Tim Duncan. In late game situations, the San Antonio Spurs like to isolate Tim Duncan on the lower right block. Tim likes to post up maybe a step or two off the lower block to separate himself from the weak side defense. Once he catches the ball on the post, he likes to face up. If the defender is playing off of him, he goes to his patented bank shot that we've seen for the last 15 to 16 years. If the defense decides not to play off and play up on him, Tim likes to put his body into him, back him down, and either go to his jump hook or his patented turnaround jump shot. The third option is when the defense decides that they have to make a decision and send help. In this case, it's the Miami Heat. On the catch, the Heat sends somebody over to double team. Tim Duncan, being the smart player that he is, finds his shooters, whether it's Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, or Danny Green for a three-point basket. And that's inside the mind of the San Antonio Spurs in a late game situation.
Hello, everyone. Stephen Fani alongside Eldridge Recasner. And Eldridge, last year the Spurs were literally seconds away from claiming their 5th NBA title in the Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich era. But then Ray Allen helped steal Game 6. Miami won Game 7. And here we are 12 months later, and we get to do it all over again.
Well, I think this is the matchup everybody wanted to see. The great Tim Duncan are going against LeBron James, a guy who wants to be considered the greatest of all time. Whoever wins this series, we're going to find out how great they are.
A lot of star power in this series, and it starts with LeBron James and Tim Duncan. The two future Hall of Famers have combined to win 6 NBA championships, 5 Finals MVP awards between them, and this may very well be the final time they ever meet in postseason play.
Well, you never know what Tim Duncan is going to do. He's been playing for a long time. If he wins a championship this year, I wouldn't be surprised if he retired. And then on the flip side, LeBron James, there's been some rumors about him opting out, so this may be the last time we see him.
Should be a fantastic series, and it all gets underway next. Starting lineups in the opening tip of Game 1 of the Finals coming your way right after this.
Here we go. We see Dwayne Wade doing what he does. Drives to the hoop, gives Tim Duncan a little Hakeem Olajuwon fake, and finishes over the top of Manu Ginobili. Beautiful move by Dwayne Wade.
These are the two teams I think everyone expected to make it to the finals. Miami had a little bit of an easier road here.
Yeah, Miami swept the Charlotte Bobcats in the first round, had an easy time with the Brooklyn Nets. They end up playing against the Indiana Pacers, who everybody thought would give them more problems, but they ended up beating them 4-2. So Miami, to this point, seems to have had the easier road.
And Spurs were tested in round 1 against Dallas.
Well, you look at the San Antonio Spurs, they had a great regular season, 62-20, but they had problems with Dallas. Not too many problems with the Portland Trail Blazers. Then Oklahoma City, who I knew would give them a tough series, they were able to beat those guys 4-2. So the San Antonio Spurs seems to be a little bit more battle-tested.
And let's not forget, Eldridge, that they were able to close out OKC on the road without Tony Parker in that second half. Sprained his ankle, did not play in the second half. Promised that he'd be ready to go in time for Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and sure enough, here he is, and he's off to a pretty good start.
Well, you know, Greg Popovich is a genius. You know, I thought they had no chance at winning that ball game without Tony Parker.
As Tim Duncan splits a couple of defenders. Nice feed from Manu Ginobili, and the Spurs back on top.
Tim Duncan, that's what makes him special. He knows how to use his body. He's not jumping over anybody. He's just sealing the guy, and he's getting layups.
Not sure he can jump over a phone book at this point in his career, but he's still getting it done. 8 of the 12 points for the Spurs as LeBron can't handle the pass. Now Ginobili circles back around. He's got Lewis on him. Calls for the clear out. See if he can take advantage of the mismatch. Step back for 3. Got it.
You know, Manu Ginobili, eyes lit up when he saw Rashard Lewis on him. A guy 6'10". He called for the clear out, gave him a little move with the step back, and yak him.
Spurs by 4. Crowd starting to get into it here at the AT&T Center. Midway mark of the opening quarter. Wade in traffic. Doesn't go. Gets his own rebound. Now kicks in the corner for Lewis. One dribble up and in after missing his first 2. Rashard Lewis on the board.
Well, that's what the Miami Heat are going to need for Rashard Lewis. They're going to need for him to knock down outside shots.
Parker has his shot blocked by Chalmers. And Chris Bosh up with it.
Great defense by Mario Chalmers on that play. Tony Parker tried to take it all the way to the hoop, and Mario Chalmers said, not today.
Here's Chalmers. Slapped away by Ginobili. Spurs running. Parker to Ginobili for 3. Give him another.
Well, somebody didn't read the scouting report. You just absolutely got to find Manu Ginobili in transition. And too many turnovers for the Miami Heat here early.
And Eric Spoelstra wants to stop this and talk about just that, Eldridge. What happened with Manu Ginobili? Why was no one on him?
I have no idea because he's the modern-day microwave. You know, you have to know where he is. This guy would be a starter on every other team in the NBA. He comes off the bench, and this is what he does. Yak him, knocks down three-point shots. Here he is again on the ISO step back. Right over Rashard Lewis. All net.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA Finals on ABC, brought to you by 22 Jump Street.
Losing last year kind of, I think, lit a fire under a lot of us more than any other year past, especially Pop. I think it really, it's not gone away. And although he says it's behind him, it's not gone away. So I think it's really lit a fire. And early on, I think he was even pressing a little too hard. He really wanted to get this thing done, but then he finally calmed down to the point where he knew it was a long process, and we went through the whole season and went through the process, and now we're back here. And I know he's as fired up as anyone to be back.
Can't help but be impressed by the resiliency of this club to lose the way they did last year and to make it back to the NBA Finals.
I was surprised to see him back, but I'm not surprised that that they're motivated to get back there because they gift wrapped the Christmas present last year. They had this series won and gave it away.
Dwayne Wade with a bucket right out of the timeout. Dwayne Wade again on the attack, off glass, rolls around and in. So 4 quick points for Dwayne Wade. Give him 6 in the game, and the Heat back within 1.
That's a tough shot by Dwayne Wade. A shot a lot of guys can't make. He avoided the charge and kissed it off the glass.
So good timeout for Eric Spoelstra. The crowd was getting into it. And Dwayne Wade with back-to-back buckets brings Miami to within 1. Is kind of a touch foul there against Mario Chalmers. His second, he's going to have to head out.
Yeah, I don't like that call, though. I thought that was great defense by Mario Chalmers, but the San Antonio Spurs are at home, and that's what you call a little home cooking, ladies and gentlemen.
Ray Allen into the lineup. Norris Cole off the bench to replace Chalmers. And our first look at Chris Anderson. Patty Mills also into the game for the first time for the San Antonio Spurs. Ginobili to Splitter in close. Great ball movement by the Spurs. Diaw dumps it down to Splitter, who lays it up. No good. Offensive foul. They get Splitter for the clear out with the off arm.
Yeah, it's really cleared out, but I tell you what great ball movement by the San Antonio Spurs. They really share the ball, and they make the game look really easy.
So Miami, who was just down by 5 a moment ago, chance to take the lead here as we are at the 4-minute mark left in the first quarter. Norris Cole off the high screen from LeBron, and James attacking the lane, scoops it up and in.
Well, that's just LeBron being LeBron. He's one of the best in the league. Little head fake to get the guy off his feet and drove to the basket, and no one can stop it once he gets in the paint.
A half dozen for LeBron. Miami back up by 1. Diaw wants to go to work against Lewis, backs him down. Diaw fadeaway, off glass, rims out. Cole the rebound.
Boris Diaw, what a pleasant surprise he's been. You know, Greg Popovich instills so much confidence in his bench guys.
Whistle away from the ball and a foul against Norris Cole. How about LeBron James?
You know, he gave a little head fake. He gets in the paint. Thiago Splitter comes over. You can't stop. You can't stop King James once he gets that deep. He's just too big, too strong, too good.